But Rich Eisen, host of the Rich Eisen Show on DirecTV's Audience Network, went there to the 40. And the end result was what, Rich?
5.94 DP.
Yeah. So that was
almost a full half second better than my previous best, and over a second better than.
Well done.
Not over about half a second better than my time last year. But you, Dan, you've always congratulated. If others hate, you congratulate.
Yes,
you always have.
You know what? You step up and you do it, and nothing fell out of your pants. I mean, I was
No, I was all buttoned up, Dan. I was all buttoned up.
What kind of shoes do you wear when you run the 40?
I run track in the track shoes. I used to run in actual dress shoes when this thing first started. And then one year I blew out my hamstring in a third attempt on the run. And I decided, I need to come through this in one piece. So I've been wearing track shoes for the last couple of years. And it's fun, I'm actually, I got Brandon Marshall, who actually helped me figure a few things out on the starters line. Even Dion said I looked like half a runner this time.
I like it.
So that's kind of the key to it, is getting off the block. So 5.94 it is this year.
Is this it, or?
No. I mean, we're raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital now, so there's an actual component to this for a reason to keep going.
Good.
And that, and also to see if I can get better with age. It was funny. I did it this is the only time I did it once. Normally I'll run it a second or a third time because I'm so disappointed with the time. But Mayock held up the time on the clock, and he goes, "We can all go home." And I celebrated, and there's a part of me in my head said, "Man, I could probably do better than that." But I decided just to, quit while I was literally ahead. But I'm enjoying. I got like some tweets from actual NFL players who are seeing this now. It's gotten to a whole different level of things, and looks like we're going to be able to raise a nice number of six figures for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which people can still donate to at NFL.com/RunRichRun right now.
Were there players that went to the combine to try to make an NFL team that you ran faster than?
No, almost. Vidal Alexander, one of the first guys to run all year, all combine, a guard. He ran 5.57, and when he did that, back when Warren Sapp was part of the team, he would always tell me that's my pace car. And he goes, "That's your pace car right there, Rich." So he was kind of my pace car. Still though, when they simulcam over him, he won. But I'm getting closer. And now I'm exactly 1.7 seconds behind Chris Johnson, who I tweeted that information out to yesterday. Exactly. It doesn't sound like a long amount of time.
That's not a lot.
He's literally just only 1.7 seconds, 4.24 to 5.94. So that's the ultimate goal.
Did you hear Sports Jeopardy rematch between Paulie and McLovin and Fritzl that in May? The big showdown.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, the rematch. Yeah, yes.
That's going to go down. Well, one thing, too, I just want to mention also, Dan, is the St. Jude people were talking about the amount of donations that were coming in, and reminded me that $25,000 of it is from the Sports Jeopardy win that I had with you, which is great. So you're part of this thing, too.
Nice.
But so how is this going to go down with this challenge again?
Well, it ended in controversy last time.
Yes.
Now, Paulie ended up winning, crushing McLovin. Fritzy was the most entertaining person on the stage. He was terrible, but he was very entertaining.
It was more like rubbernecking, if I recall, as opposed to just watching that show. It was more like rubbernecking Fritzy's experience on that program.
Here is the final Sports Jeopardy clue.
Mm-hmm.
In Yankee Stadium, his Monument Park plaque reads in part, "In belated recognition of one of baseball's greatest achievements ever." You have 30 seconds. Good luck.
Who is Lou Gehrig?
No. Who is Roger Maris?
Who is Roger Maris?
In belated recognition is really the key.
Belated
because
recognition.
61, he had 61 homers, and they didn't have the plaque out there till 84. So Paulie got it right. McLovin missed it.
Whiffed.
Yeah, the whiff.
Yes. Well, my final Jeopardy question that day, because going into the day, was me and Kim Jones and LeVar Arrington.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I was trying to just get in LeVar's kitchen in the green room. And so I told him that the best part about this would be if he gets the clue and the answer or the question is him, that he whiffs on something about him would be the ultimate prize for the day. And the final Jeopardy question was about essentially who has the most yards in the history of the Super Bowl for a running back. And the answer was, who is Franco Harris, which, is who's a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Penn State.
Where LeVar grew up. A Penn State guy where LeVar went to school. And LeVar said, who is Terrell Davis? It really was just a very special moment. I went up to him after, I'm like, that's as close as the prize could have been. You're getting that one wrong.
Is there a reason why Peyton Manning is not announcing this week? Is there?
Oh, man, I don't know. The only thing you could guess is that he still wants to play.
Well, here's my theory.
Right now around the league.
Here's my theory. Woody Page came out and said Peyton is retiring, and it was going to be this week, 2 sources. And then I'm thinking maybe Peyton says, I hate to do that to you, Woody, but I'm not going to do it this week just to prove you wrong. I'm going to do it next week.
If I had to guess, if you had to read any tea leaves on this, he's deciding how to retire, that because of all the other insanity that's been going on with him, it's too close to all of that, and he needs to. Is he going to retire in a press conference? Is it a press release? Is it a video? Is it something on what everybody seems to be doing these days on the Players Tribune on Jeter's site?
Yeah.
What is it? What form is it? While maybe still even kicking the tires on one more year. I mean, Schefter said that today that he thinks that Peyton still wants to play. It's just an issue of who's going to raise their hand and be a partner in that venture. With a 40-year-old.
Who cries first at the press conference? Peyton?
Mm-hmm.
Papa John?
Do you have to ask that question, Dan?
Papa John,
Papa
right?
John.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I mean, I wasn't kidding when I asked that question.
But if you don't like the quality of the cry, you could just call up and you get one. You get another cry for nothing. I think. I'm not sure.
So you're back in the home studio?
Back in the chair. In the chair today.
Nice. Who you got?
I got Daniel Jeremiah to talk about the Combine.
Yeah.
And the aforementioned Chris Jones, who was not buttoned up when he ran.
You have Chris Jones who?
No. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
I think that's the most sought after interview from the Combine right now. Would be Chris Jones. And Grant Hill's on. Zach Gilford, who played QB2, Saracen, on Friday Night Lights, will be here in studio. And Tom Curran to talk about the Brady contract.
Nice.
That really fascinates me. I know you talked about that earlier, Dan. He has the opportunity, Tom, playing out this contract to end the whole Mount Rushmore conversation as to who's number one.
Yes. If he's got all the records, yes, then it's over.
Most amount of Super Bowl wins, potentially, Super Bowl appearances, and every possible record you can have as a quarterback. It would end it. It would end it forever. This whole conversation that includes Elway and Manning and Favre and Montana and Bradshaw, it would be over. It would be absolutely over.
Final 15 seconds. Would you rather be 5-2 in the Super Bowl or 4-0?
I heard that 5-2.
Yeah,
I heard that conversation coming in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Me too. Absolutely.
5-2.
All right, buddy. Congrats on the 40.
Thanks, DP.
All right, Rich Eisen, NFL Network, and the Rich Eisen Show coming up at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific on the Audience Network.